One of the building blocks of life, DNA, forms into a double helix shape. Related to the double helix shape are the Fibonacci sequences, which can be seen all over nature, including in fungi, plants, and animals, as well as shells, environments, galaxies, and so much more. Without derailing too much from the initial point of the video, I want to illustrate that living organisms, from bacteria to fungi to animals and plants, are derivative of what we consider to be non-living objects, such as crystals and viruses. Living organisms aren't so much in a category of existence, but exist in varying degrees of soft body crystals. What I mean is that all organisms are crystalline in nature. The difference we associate between living and non-living objects merely boils down to external and internal formulas. Humans have an internal skeleton, a calcium crystal body containing bone marrow that produces blood cells. Bone marrow itself is a spongy substance. Sponges are thought to be some of the first organisms to evolve on the planet. They are very much like porous crystals that feed off of natural flowing water that it can filter. Blood cells are made mainly of salts, proteins, and water, called plasma. Spider spinnerets hold liquid crystals that they can spin into silk. Insects in general have protein layers called exoskeletons and chitin. Crystallization and calcifications are common afflictions that can affect all living organisms. Animals, including humans, are prone to fungal infections because animals at some point evolved from fungal organisms, and the cells of animals and fungi are remarkably similar. All life has cells that resemble crystalline molecules and structures. Not only is the geometry derivative, but the function and processes of growth, development, and reproduction the same. Perhaps Andrew Cross didn't recreate circumstances for which life can emerge, but I think from his experiments we can at least study further the connection of all things, to think the earth is alive, and from it come other forms and structures, all part of this single whole, interrelated and interconnected. There is a lot going on in this video, and it will likely take several more to fully flesh this out. And because there is so much diversity in living and non-living things, the complexities that the world has layered in and over itself make for a dizzying delve into biology, chemistry, and consciousness. Our biggest clue in all this is the repeated patterns of geometry, called sacred geometry by the ancient people who recognized these shapes. A simple ancestry tree could help bring this idea out. We start with the Big Bang, called the cosmic egg, by alchemy, Hermetics, Vedic, Egyptian, Babylonian, Finnish, Zoroastrian, Dogon, and Chinese beliefs. From the cosmic egg hatches the universe. Atoms combine and divide to form the basic elements, until the mass is increased enough to form stars. Stars attract more mass until planets form around them. Planets go through a series of cooling and heating phases, which causes things like friction and electricity to be produced. The large quantities of water on the planet allow for crystal growth. Crystals grow and break down over time, adding new minerals. The repeated geometries of atoms to atom clusters to molecules to crystal growth to viral structures, and then single-celled organisms into multicellular organisms, both prokaryotic and eukaryotic, and so on, filling the 6 kingdoms of life, can be observed and traced throughout time. The answers to the origins and mysteries of life lay in the underlying causes of geometry, the source of sacred geometry, and the answer to why everything uses it.